Feeling a little too confident of your driving skills? Well, these extreme roads will humble you. Famed as some of the most dangerous roads on Earth, these roads will make your palms sweat and raise your adrenaline levels just thinking about them. Here are 15 of the most extreme roads on Earth. Number 15. Goliang Tunnel Road. This road is widely regarded as the road that doesn't tolerate mistakes because of its windy turn up the mountain and its open edges with no guardrails. The Goliang Tunnel Road is one of the most dangerous roads in the world. Due to its lofty heights atop Taihang Mountains, the village of Goliang in China has long been cut off from civilization. Moved by dwindling resources and lack of economic activities, a group of villagers came together to carve a road into the mountain, many of whom sold their belongings to buy the materials and tools they needed. Only 12 of the villagers were able to complete the dangerous 4-meter wide and 12-meter tall road in 1977, as one of them died during construction. Constructing a road through a mountain with hammers and chisels is a really tough feat. However, their efforts paid off because Goliang village is now a hotspot for local and foreign tourists who come to admire the majestic height of the village and the dangerously constructed road. The views from the top of the mountain are simply breathtaking, but be careful as a fall from the edge down into the valley would result in your demise. Number 14. Atlantic Ocean Road. Driving on the Atlantic Ocean Road often begins as a peaceful, nature-immersing trip, but the feelings can quickly change into one of your most frightening driving experiences. This 22-mile road is like an obstacle course in one of your favorite video games, with sudden twists and turns ushering some heart-wrenching moments. The road snakes its way along the edge of the Norwegian coastline, offering breathtaking views of the rough, wild sea. In unpredictable weather conditions, waves crash against the rocks and onto the road with such force that it feels like the road and your car might be swept away. Despite the weather challenges, the Atlantic Ocean Road has helped in connecting a series of islands since the 80s. If you ever find yourself in Norway and would like a little spike in your adrenaline levels, be sure to take a drive on this incredible road. Number 13. North Yungas Road. Nicknamed the Road of Death for a reason, because you may need to say your last prayers before you begin the journey on the North Yungas Road in Bolivia. This road claims about 1,200 lives yearly, including tourists who have come to enjoy mountain biking on the cycle route. Spanning over nearly 70 miles, the road is narrow and winding with precipitous drop-offs on either side. The Road of Death is often covered in fog, making it nearly impossible to see. Unlike the rest of the country, this road allows left-side driving, allowing the driver to assess the distance of their outer wheel from the edge of the road. Since the completion of the 20-year construction of Route 3, a lot of people have avoided traveling on the North Yungas Road, and there have been less deaths on the road. Number 12. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway. The Sichuan-Tibet Highway serves as the only Tibetan's land connection to the outside world and is often used by truckers making deliveries to and from Tibet. Sadly, hundreds of travelers plying this road each year never got to their destinations. Spanning over 1,700 miles, it traverses some of the most remote and hostile terrains on the Earth. With an average elevation of 16,000 feet, the road is often blocked by snow and ice, making conditions treacherous even for the most confident drivers. On a clear day with no traffic, it will take you 36 hours to get from the Sichuan end to the Tibetan end of the highway. However, due to accidents, police roadblocks, and inclement weather, travelers often get stuck on this road for more than 2 weeks. So it is in your best interest to pack long-term survival gear for your trip. The journey through this road is filled with otherworldly nature scenery that will leave you breathless. However, you might want to hold your breath and concentrate on getting through the windy road and the possibility of a sudden nature strike, as fast-traveling landslides and avalanches are not uncommon along this route. Before we move on, be sure to subscribe to Glimmer Flix and turn on post notifications. Number 11. James Dalton Highway. If you have an alternative road or you're not an experienced driver, avoid the James Dalton Highway. Notoriously famed as the oil spill hill among oil truckers, this road has claimed several lives, including experienced truckers with several million driving miles under their belts. This 414-mile Alaskan road that runs north of Fairbanks to Dead Horse has been featured in several TV shows as one of the most remote and dangerous roads in the world due to its icy conditions. The James Dalton Highway was originally built as a supply road for the Trans-Alaska Oil Pipeline, and it also provides access to only 3 towns and the Arctic Ocean along its route. The fear of even the most seasoned driver on the road is the Arctic weather, with temperatures dropping to -60 degrees Fahrenheit in some parts. Limited visibility and ice roads caused by the blizzards derails trucks into massive potholes. Anyone who decides to take this road is urged to take survival gear because it might take days for help to arrive in an emergency situation. There are no gas stations, rest stops, or cell phone coverage. The only medical centers are at the beginning of the highway in Fairbanks and at the very end in Dead Horse. Those who brave the journey on this remote road are rewarded with some of the most stunning scenery on Earth, from towering mountains to vast expanses of tundra. Number 10. Berd D915. The Berd D915 road in Turkey is one of the most treacherous and dangerous in the world. The 111-mile road starts at Trabzon, the boundary of the Black Sea, and ends at Askale Erzurum, the northeast Anatolia region of Turkey. This dangerous road was built in 1916 by the Russian soldiers, following the Trebizond campaign. Only the start and the end of the D915 is paved, while the rest of the road is mere dirt and gravel. According to New York Post, only a maniac will attempt to drive on this road. The narrow, winding road is perched on the edge of a cliff with frightening drop-offs on one side. The portion of the road between Off to Berd runs on Mount Swan, climbing up to an unforgiving elevation of 6,677 feet above sea level. The route without guardrails includes 29 steep hairpin turns. If someone was to fall to their death while navigating this road, it will take a long time before anyone finds them. The Berd is only open to vehicles during daylight hours. Even then, it's not uncommon for accidents to happen. In 2017, a bus full of students plunged off the road, killing 22 people. Number 9. Jungle Roads. The trip from Georgetown in Guyana to Amazonian gold mines via the jungle roads is not for the faint-hearted. And if you choose to go on this trip, it is sure to give you nightmares. This journey is just about 40 miles, but the truckers on this road often disappear for several days. After heavy rain, the road is often covered in mud, and the clay water emulsion can be up to 4 feet deep, with the chances of getting stuck in the Amazon becoming inevitable. Due to armed robbery activities on the road, truckers often travel in a truck convoy to team up against robbers and also to synergize in getting each person's truck out of the muddy road. So what's behind the trucker's preference for this job over others, despite all the hassle? Well, each successful trip to the mine pays them about $300, which is well above the normal wages across Guyana. However, some of the money is spent fixing their truck, whose disc brakes have to be replaced after every 3 to 4 trips of heavy battering on Guyana's most dangerous roads. Number 8. Sani Pass. Lesotho is a landlocked enclave country within South Africa. Sani Pass is the road between Underberg, KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa and Mokhotlong, Lesotho. While there are other roads between both countries, you must use Sani Pass for the access through the northeastern direction. Due to its mountainous terrain, the road is extremely dangerous, with very frequent snowstorms during the winter. In recent years, there have been several serious accidents on the pass, including a multi-car pileup that left several people dead. While driving on the Sani Pass, you can see several vehicular remains of previous accidents. The South African government has placed a ban on non-4-wheel drive vehicles from using the road for your own safety. Number 7. Le Passage du Gois. Le Passage des Gois is a causeway between Beauvoir-sur-Mer on the French mainland and Noirmoutier on the Atlantic coast of France. This 2.58 stretch of roadway is completely submerged underwater twice a day, exemplifying the ferocious power of nature. The road is only passable during low tide, and you have to time your journey carefully to avoid being trapped by the rising waters. In the past, the only way to reach the island of Noirmoutier was by boat. However, over the last few centuries, the Bunyaf Bay silted, creating this passable causeway. There are special digital panels that let you know when the road is passable. These panels are regularly updated with sea level warnings and speed limit reminders. Despite the signs, there are many incidents of drowning each year because people are trying to brave the warnings. Number 6. Highway 1. There are a number of deadly roads in Afghanistan, but Highway 1 is by far the deadliest. This highway is also called Ring Road, being that it connects major Afghan cities in a clockwise fashion. On the 300-mile stretch from Kandahar to the capital city of Kabul, expect extreme weather conditions, which shouldn't make the top of your worry list, because this area, my friend, is Taliban territory. Sudden insurgent attacks, kidnapping, and ambushes are frequent realities. And there is also the threat of driving over an IED, or improvised explosive devices. If you survive that end of Highway 1 and proceed toward the city of Jalalabad, the road transitions into 88 miles of one of the most crazy, mountainous terrains that often records jaw-dropping numbers of crashes, resulting in fatalities. Hence, this section of the highway is called the Valley of Death. Number 5. Zojila Pass. Zojila is a high mountain pass located in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir. It connects the Valley of Kashmir with the Tibetan Plateau and has been used as a trade route for centuries. The pass is only open during the summer months, being that snow and ice make it impassable for much of the year. Even during the summer, conditions can be treacherous, with vehicles getting stuck in the gooey concoction of mud or passing livestock, causing blockades that result in hours of delay. Over the years, there have been many fatal accidents on the road. In 2018, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi approved the construction of a tunnel project that will reduce the time to cross the Zojila from 3 hours to 15 minutes. When completed, it will be the longest bi-directional tunnel in Asia. Number 4. Vanzyl's Pass. Vanzyl's Pass might not be the deadliest on our list, but will definitely make the most outrageous of them all. This road actually makes you question the definition of a road. Set high between two very steep mountain ranges in Namibia's Mariannfluss, with an elevation of about 3,200 feet above sea level, the Vanzyl Pass is an extreme road. While you try to navigate your way through this torrid rocky desert, you are pummeled by a blistering 120-degree Fahrenheit heat from the sun, with very little shade or shelter along the route. As if that isn't enough, you are often greeted with notoriously strong winds that blow sand and dust onto the road, making visibility even more difficult. The outrageously steep pass is a pure adrenaline rush, with a lead-up route of roughly 9 miles of tough driving, dodging your way through rocks, badlands, ravines, and boulders. Although the descent from the top of the pass covers a distance of just 6 miles, it will take you 3 to 6 hours to navigate. The pass is very rough, rocky driving, and you should never attempt it without prior 4x4 experience. Number 3. Karakoram Road. The Karakoram Highway, also known as Highway 35 in Pakistan or the Chinese-Pakistan Friendship Highway, is an 810-mile road that connects the Hassan Abdal in the Punjab province of Pakistan to the Uyghur Autonomous Region of China, where it becomes China National Highway 314. It is the highest paved road in the world and often referred to as the 8th wonder of the world. However, it is also one of the most dangerous roads you will drive on. Every year, hundreds of people are killed or injured in accidents along this highway. The road is often blanketed in snow and ice, with narrow, winding sections and its sheer drop-offs. In some places, the road is only a few feet wide, and there are no guardrails to protect vehicles from plunging into the abyss below. The conditions are so treacherous that even experienced drivers can find themselves in danger. During construction, about 810 Pakistanis and 200 Chinese workers lost their lives, mostly in landslides and falls while building the highway. Number 2. Killar-Kishtwar Road. Just when you think you've seen it all, Killar-Kishtwar Road makes you feel that you're just getting started. The road is located on the border between the states of Jammu, Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh in India. It is hacked across a vertical cliff face. And driving on this road is a spine-tingling mix of heady exhilaration and sheer fear. One mistake and you can drop dead 4,000 feet at the base of the valley. Traversing this road calls for caution, confidence, and consideration towards oncoming traffic. It is in your interest to stick to the center, as the edges can sometimes simply crumble away. Although the scenery around this road is simply breathtaking, the 24-mile stretch of hairpin turns and narrow switchbacks require full concentration. The road only opens a few months out of the year when the snow has melted and the conditions are dry. For the rest of the year, the road is blanketed in snow and ice, making it impassable for all. Number 1. Canada Ice Road. The Tibet to Kontoitu Road, also known as the Canada Ice Road, is an annual road that is similar to no other road on Earth. The road was first built in 1982 to service mines and exploration activities in the Northwest Territories and Nunavut, northern Canada. The road is now constructed every January and takes about 6 weeks to complete. The Canada Ice Road is arguably one of the most dangerous roads ever, with 308 miles of the 400-mile road built over frozen lakes and just 45 miles on land. After post-construction tests, the road is only used between 8 to 10 weeks every year, starting in the last week of January. Driving on this road will give you chills and place your heart in your mouth. What if the ice melts while you're driving? The conditions on the road are incredibly treacherous, with high winds and shifting ice posing a constant threat. Hundreds of truckers have braved the icy conditions in order to keep the miners supplied with food, fuel, and other essentials. For many of them, it's a job that they're willing to risk their lives for. Subscribe to Glimmer Flix for more and check out our other videos.